Okay, awesome. So, um, we were just gonna go over some of the. Hey, Kevin. We're gonna go over. I'm gonna. Do you want me to mute? I'm gonna mute you, Shay, for a little bit,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
just because I hear the thing, and then I'll put it back on whenever we want to go over stuff. So one of the things that just wanted to talk about tonight was Marcia brought up like balance and time management and all of that in the group, and just asking how we did that. Where we used to use the Power 3 worksheets, Power 3's worksheets, and those are in the file sections with trainings. And I used those for like a year and a half or more than that, like 18 months or so. And they were really helpful because it had like, you wrote down everybody that you added to your network, everybody that you had conversations with and all that stuff, and who you invited, and your postings and your vital behaviors and all that. So it was really helpful. But now I use Teamzy, and I know that like we've talked about that a lot, but it's just a coaching, it's just an online program, and where you can upload all of your, from Facebook first you export your contact list, and then you upload it into Teamzy, and it automatically, you put in your goals, like whatever they are. I mean, they have it listed for everything. You can list your income goals. You can list, where you want to be as far as, in a year. And then from that, it tells you every single day what you have to do in order to reach those goals. So that's been a huge game changer for me, because I don't have to keep track of paper anymore, and notebooks and stuff. It's all on the computer. So that's what I've been using. I know that it's a little different for like Shay, because she's always on the go. So she has to get her stuff done in the little times, like in between stuff, whereas I just sit down, and since I have the time, I just, go through it all. So I would highly recommend that, the Teamzy, Teamzy. And we have a discount code for that through Team Inspiration with an email, and I can share that in the group. But we have that discount code, and it's like maybe $5 off or something like that. The first month is free, and then it's $25 a month. But it's just an amazing tool to use. So that's what I use, and that's what I recommend for time management, as far as like how to get it done. But really, when it comes down to it, it's just the essentials. That's what's important, which is adding to your network and starting new conversations with people every single day. And then from there, being able to invite, because you know what people need when you're talking to them every single day. So one of the things that, as you go through, you can add to your network through mutual friends, people that you remember that, you're connecting with from college or high school or whatever it is, or sports teams, that you played with. So just adding to your network on social media that way. And then once you feel like you reached a point where like, okay, I need to meet new people, I really recommend the interest groups on Facebook. I know Heidi, like I added you to the Women for Tri group. So I do, triathlon, and, like Heidi and Shay do triathlon. And so it's like, it's easy to connect with people that have the same interests as you. So it could be a runners group, it could be a parenting group, or whatever it is. These interest groups on Facebook, and all you do is search for something, right? It could be, I don't know, give me something, like it could be a dog that you have, and you're like searching for owners of this dog, and you can just put that in the search bar in Facebook, and it'll pull up groups if there's a group for it. And I always recommend the large groups. I like the really big ones, because then you can connect with more people there. Like right now I'm in groups for moms to be, and mothers due in November or whatever, So I just connect with these people, and every single day I'm adding at least 5 people to my network. And then starting conversations with 10 people. So people that have already been in my friends and, list, and people that I've added that are new. And it's so simple to do when you're doing it every day, but usually it's just like I'll add someone and then I'll send them a message and be like, hey, I like connecting with other women who are in triathlon or in the running community. It fills my newsfeed with positive, encouraging stuff, which is so true because like there's so much negativity on Facebook. So you want to find the people that are positive. And then I just, ask about them, just like, do you have a race coming up? What's your season look like? Or, if it's something on the moms to be, I'll ask them how far along they are. What are their symptoms on stuff, or just connecting on things. You're just reaching out to people. Just like if you were sitting in, standing in the grocery store and you're having a conversation with somebody, which I normally wouldn't do anyways because I'm an introvert, but you just connect. So that's just a big thing. And this is where I'm going with the time management, because it really boils down to the essentials of what's important. You're adding to your network and you're starting conversations with people. And from that, you start that relationship and you find out more about them. And a lot of times with, when we say, invite, it's connecting with people, right? And a lot of times I'll put my posts out there for groups. And after I've been connecting with, 10 people a day for the past month, or for now it's 10 people a day for the past year and a half or whatever, then when you're putting out these posts, people see them more, because the more that you're engaging with people on social media through messaging and through liking and commenting on their pages, the more your stuff pops in their newsfeed, right? So that's why sometimes I might get a lot of engagement or likes on a post. It's because I'm engaging with a lot of people behind the scenes, because that will go back on their newsfeed. So then a lot of times when I put a post on a challenge group or a post on a program I'm doing, or the free group or something, I'll get engagement on that, sometimes because of the conversations I've had. So I don't even have to, ask them and invite them, because then they'll come to me. But with that being said, inviting is such a huge part of it. And so that's your essential. So if you're looking at time management, you have to look at what are your basics, and your basics are adding to your network, starting conversations, and inviting people to join you. And from that, it's finding out what they need. And that's why you have to have those conversations so you can find out, how to help them. So, so that would be my biggest thing on, I don't know if that really helps much on time management, but the Team Z is huge, because when you narrow it down to what you actually need to do, then it makes it simple. Now, balance, I don't know if I'm the right person to talk about balance, but I think it's just got to be, again, if you're sticking to your essentials and you're doing what you need to do, then you're not going to get sidetracked by other things. So the free group that we're doing, Shay, do you want to talk about that? About how that leads to challenge?
The free group?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay, or should I put my phone? Because I have speakers right now on my earbud.
We can hear you.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear like the movie a little bit in the background, but we can hear you fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, so basically, free groups have really helped me. First of all, build your credibility up, because really they just are free groups. Like, they're just a way to give back. And I just feel like I have that giver's gain philosophy. Like, the more that we give back, and people see us as like the expert, and it's a way that they're learning, and they see that, these challenge groups are not all about just like sales. So I really love the challenge groups, the free groups. And so what I do is, yes, I do my posts, and I'm kind of with Patty a lot of times now. I've built up those relationships to where when I do post, I do get some engagement. But at the same time, I send private groups, and a lot of times I send private messages to like the same people that I know that are like somewhat health-minded, or that tell me I inspire them, but they're not a challenger yet. Or I know they're doing something else, like maybe they're into CrossFit or something else. So I'll just say, hey, I'm doing this free, I'm doing I'm taking part in this free clean eating group. You want to join me? Something so like, it's not, I don't know, I guess the word salesy, or it's just, non-intimidating. Sometimes people will say, yeah, what's involved in it? But very rarely people are like, yeah, sure, why not? And then what I do is I try to add them all by the day before, but I continue a lot of times add them in on the actual day. And throughout that week, usually like after 2 or 3 days into the group, I will question them, or I'll send them a private message, say, hey, how's this week going? Or how are you liking the challenge group? And just every single one of them, I do a copy and paste message, because again, I don't have a whole lot of quote unquote extra time. So it's talking about time management. That is what I do, is I pretty much copy and paste the same message, but I might put their name in it and just, edit that. Or if I know there's something different, hey, how's this challenge group working out? I know you had said it's for your kids or whatever. I will try to personalize it, but I just copy and paste the same one and I send it to every single one of my challengers, usually by this, depending, let's say if it's a 7-day challenge group, usually on day like 3. Hey, how's the challenge group going? Are you liking it? Are you understanding it? Is there anything else I can help you with? And then usually by day 5 or 6 is when I start talking about, if you really liked this group, I'd love to get you in on my next challenge group. And this is, it's similar to this, except you're going to get even, more information. And it's, specific for my challengers or my customers. Would you be interested in joining me? And I've also seen who's being engaged too. So if there's somebody who's posted every day in my free groups, I'm going to definitely go after them the hardest, because I know that, man, they would be a great challenger. So, because they're already like engaged in the groups and they're liking them. So that's how I use the free groups. And, let's say I add maybe 25 people for a free group. Typically I'll get, 3 to 5 new customers out of that. But even so, those 25 people, they might not convert to a challenger right away, but I built credibility with them because it's not been about sales. I've given them really helpful information. And so then the next time there's a free group, I have a list of everybody was in that was in that group, and I'm going to invite them again and just keep getting them like involved. And eventually they usually become customers of some sort. Or they see, hey, Shay's doing another free group. That was really great last time. Let me get involved. And maybe the timing wasn't right the first or second time, but the third free group, now they're ready to become a challenger. So it's a great way to build credibility up and convert some people over to challengers.
Yeah. And it's also a good way to expose people to the environment that we have, like the community online. So if you have people that are potential coaches that you think would make a great coach, I would definitely invite them to the group too, because then they can see just how it works in our groups and how it's run. It's not just like, there's a lot of engagement and stuff with it. So it's I think it's more fun that way. So I usually will invite potential coaches to join it, and of course new coaches to be a part of it so that they can see, because that was something that really helped me when I started out as a new coach, is to run these free groups. It helped me to get over my fears of inviting, because it was just offering people value. And so I could, not feel so, weird about it, I guess. So I got over my fears by doing the free groups, and it helps you gain that trust with people too, and just build the relationship, because we're just doing anything we can to give them value and to help them. So, even if someone's in like 10 free groups, you're still helping them. And then, maybe they'll be a customer or a coach in the future. But, so that's really what we want to talk about. So we have our free group starting tomorrow, the healthy eating one. And we've got 7 coaches that are posting a post every single day, depending on, what their subject is. But it's everything from like meal prep to healthy treats and snacks, and why it's important to be prepared, and even like water and nutrition labels and things that people just don't think about. So so I know that.
Hey, Patty.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, quick question. Are we going to give them the free 5-day or the 7-day clean eating plan?
I posted the free cookbook in there, but
Okay.
and I can post the eating plan in there. I just didn't want that to be the focus because since the group is in an Eat Clean group.
Yeah. Well, it was partially my fault. It just said, yeah, you're going to get an eating plan. And I wasn't just really thinking, but maybe we could just post it as, hey, if you would like this, here's a great tool to use. Yeah. Or, if you don't know where to start, this is a great place. So you think we could would you care to post that?
Yeah, totally. I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And
we just always have in the past, and I didn't read the description, it was partially my fault. But in my video, I put there's one of the things they would receive if they like it.
Yeah.
So that would be helpful.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just that usually when we do that, like everyone's following it and we're like,
following it.
No
yeah,
sugar,
we're not doing that this time.
No dairy or whatever it is. I don't know what's on there. I can't remember the plan. But the other thing too is all of the coaches share like even if you're not posting for that day, share recipes, share tips, like anything that has helped you. And that's what I tell people is what did you wish you knew like 5 years ago? What helped you? And from that, what to share with other people. Like for me, a big game changer was learning about macros. I didn't know that I was eating like crazy amount of fats and carbs even, and my proteins were super low and like just simple stuff. But that helped me a lot because I used to just be like, I'm just going to eat lots of fruit and have lots of nuts and that's going to be healthy. And I wouldn't get results. Well, duh. Like we know that. But I didn't know that at the time, when I'm like 20 years old and I was just like, yeah, I'm super healthy or not even eating enough. That was something too. So there's just so much information that a lot of times we get used to it and we take it, we just kind of assume, but people don't know. There's a lot of things people don't realize. So even if it's something simple, like posting your lunch or your dinner or your breakfast or whatever, and just being like, saying what it is and then being like, I've got my protein servings, I've got my carbs, I've got my veggies, or whatever it is. That way it helps them to become more aware, like, oh, okay, that's important to have balance and carbs aren't evil. So anyways, so awesome. Yeah. So I'll post that clean eating menu, meal plan or whatever in the group. But yeah, stay engaged, you guys, and definitely keep sharing. Like Shay said about adding people tomorrow on our first day and stuff too. I'll continue to add people as well. And it's okay to ask for referrals too. Ask your friends in the group if they have any other friends that would want to join. So that's all I have for tonight, you guys. Just wanted to talk about that. Did anyone have any questions or anything?
Nope, that was good. I'm excited about the free group. It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a good size.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, you guys. Well, I'll end the recording.